Got some social media questions being thrown in my direction, so I'm going to get right to that before I get on out of here for the weekend. JT says, Stephen A., what sources do you tend to rely on or prefer for your world and nationwide news? Well, a couple of things. Number one, I read several papers every day. Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, New York Times, New York Daily News, sometimes the New York Post. I go online. I always read ESPN.com. I always go to YahooSports.com. I go to Bloomberg News. I definitely go to CNN.com and FoxNews.com as well, both of them. I Google and see what's trending and what the world is paying attention to and what's percolating. All of those things come into play as I try to scan the globe to see what happens. I like the news that I want to know the news that's percolating, but I'm very, very big on reading opinionated pages because I love perspective. The nuts and bolts of a particular story, you can get that in the first few graphs or the first page of practically any story. But in the end, the perspective that's provided with the opinions are another thing entirely. And listen, I mean, when you talk about great writing, I grew up writing myself, but I love the great Ralph Wiley. I was a fan. I've been a long time, God rest his soul. I am a long time fan of Michael Wilbon, who I think to be one of the greatest writers in American history. Folks like him. There was a former columnist by the name of Bill Lyon from the Philadelphia Inquirer. He was writing in poetry. He was sensational. I always read Mike Lupica's column. Mitch Albom back in the day at the Detroit Free Press. I read him. Bob Ryan for the Boston Globe. They were always on the sports reporters. The Brian Burwell's, God rest his soul, sensational writer. People like that. And I'm very big in the opinion pages. And one of my favorite columnists in America is Peggy Noonan from the Wall Street Journal. It's one of my favorite columnists on the planet. I love her work. I think she's phenomenal. So that's just to name a few. I get my hands on anything that's percolating and stuff like that, but every morning before I walk outside, I scan and I determine based on scanning all of those things what I'm going to read, and then when I get settled, I actually read those things. Malik Williams writes, better talk about Keke Palmer and Black Twitter. What about Keke Palmer and Black Twitter? What the hell happened with her? What did I miss?
Her boyfriend is policing how women dress.
Keke Palmer's boyfriend, Darius Jackson is his name, is doing what? He criticized how she dressed.
Yeah. She got a dance from Usher, and then he was criticizing that, but she's a mom.
Because she's a what?
A mom.
Right. Well, I haven't seen it. I don't know it. I do know that I consider Keke Palmer a tremendous talent. I like her a lot. I like her work. I think she's somebody that gives it to you, and so I'm totally cool with it. My man Kendrick Perkins has been trying to get in here or whatever. Kendrick Perkins, man, I don't see you on the line, all right? My colleague at ESPN. Why don't you stop bullying me, all right? Stop bullying me, man. I got love for you and all of that other stuff, but damn it, I'm your little big bro. You didn't stop it, right? Stop trying to intimidate or trying to bulldoze your way onto the Stephen A. Smith Show. What's up? Well, nah, Stephen A., you got to let me in. I'll let you in. Just be nice about it, okay? Just be nice about it. But I don't know. Get back to Keke Palmer. I don't know anything about it. That's Keke Palmer's boyfriend that did the insult? I will say this, though. Your boyfriend got a right to like and dislike what he wants. Now, he shouldn't be publicizing it to the world. He ain't got to go there. But if he told you privately that he don't like something, ain't no big deal on that. Ain't no big deal on that whatsoever. And so, I mean, but again, if you love your man, Keke, and he has a point, Keke, then listen to what the brother has to say, Keke. However, Keke, make sure, Keke, that you at least tell him, Keke, if I'm your woman, don't ever disrespect me publicly, because my name is Keke, and I'm special. That's how you do that, girl. That's how you do that. But I'm a fan, Keke. I'm just saying. Demisio Hernandez writes, Did you talk about Wemby and Brit? No. You know why? Because he didn't slap Britney Spears. Allegedly, the security guard did. You see what I'm saying? And this is the thing. I met Victor Wembanyama, the number 1 overall pick drafted by the San Antonio Spurs, 7'5", the new raging sensation debuting tonight at the Summer League in Vegas on ESPN, by the way. That Victor Wembanyama. Look, here's the deal. I met him, his brother, his sister, his parents. He seems like a really, really nice kid, a really nice guy. Now, if he was accused of slapping Britney Spears, that would be different. But the security is there to protect him at all costs. Now, you could argue that they could have handled it a bit differently, and I'm not going to dispute that. I haven't really seen it. But what I will say is this. That security guard got his career on the line. Because if anything bad happens to Wembanyama, that brother unemployed in a nanosecond. So if he saw somebody putting their hands on him inappropriately, sneaking up on him or whatever the case may be, he's got a right. He's got an obligation to protect Wembanyama. That's what's paying his bills. It's just that simple.